Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to permanently get rid of your acne. You ready for this? Are you sitting down? Good, take notes. All right, the anatomy of a zit. Okay, let's talk about what's really going on. We have a little bump right here. It could be filled with fluid or pus or not. There's usually redness involved. It's usually in the face, the back, it could be anywhere in the body. But we have several pieces to this puzzle. Number one, we usually have higher amounts of androgens. Androgen is a male hormone. During puberty, you have this spike of androgens. And what happens is like you get this overproduction of sweat glands. And those are called sebaceous glands. You don't need to know that, but they're just the sweat glands start becoming enlarged because of this hormone right here. And there's other causes to this we'll get to in a little bit. But the point is that when it increases, those sweat glands start to enlarge. And then you get more oil production. And that oil is called sebum. And it's there to lubricate the skin, to help regulate temperature, to prevent the skin from drying out. And there's other functions as well. Now, not only do you get this enlargement of this gland, you also get a lot of turnover with cells. And you start getting more dead skin cells in the area. And they can clog pores, and they can get infected, and they can create blackheads and whiteheads. So you have a lot of things happening due to this hormone right here, okay? And then of course, as a byproduct, you get inflammation. That's why it's red and tender. Now, it just so happens there's a certain microbe, a bacteria, that lives in your skin that eats this oil, okay? So here you are, you just provided more food for this microbe. It starts developing an overgrowth, okay? And this overgrowth of bacteria produces, as a side effect, something called propionic acid. And it's the propionic acid that gives the body odor. And it just so happens that there's higher amounts of this acid in Swiss cheese, okay? So we basically provide food for more bacteria, which creates more inflammation. And this is why a lot of people, when they go to the doctor, get an antibiotic for their skin conditions. But that's only addressing the tip of the iceberg. Just a matter of time before it either comes back or you start developing antibiotic resistance. And now we have a big problem. So it's not the best long-term strategy. All right, so then we have vitamin A. Have you ever heard of Accutane? And I'm pretty sure it's been taken off the market in 2009 because there's a lot of side effects from that synthetic version of vitamin A. But it did help people with certain types of acne, right? Why? Because vitamin A is essential in keeping the sweat gland or the sebaceous gland in check so it doesn't become too big. So it really helps to normalize these glands and the production of oil. And it does a lot of other things with the skin too. It keeps it healthy, it keeps it soft. It's intimately involved in a lot of functions with your skin. And of course, vitamin E as well. It's also important in anti-scarring. So if you're deficient in vitamin E, a lot of times you'll get pock marks and scarring after the acne. And it just so happens that vitamin E is very, very important in producing a balanced hormonal profile as well. So we have high androgens, we have bacteria, we have a vitamin A deficiency, vitamin E deficiency, inflammation, and scarring, okay? So what can we do about this? Okay, number one, how do we lower the androgens? Well, guess what will trigger androgens? Insulin. I don't know if you ever heard of the condition called PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Well, that's a situation where you get acne, facial hair, you're female, and you get a deeper voice because your androgens are increased, and that comes from insulin, okay? So the solution for that, and to keep androgen in check, is to make sure insulin is normalized. And how do you do that? You guessed it, you get on a healthy ketogenic diet, go low carb. That will greatly help to balance this right here. So lower insulin and lower stress. Stress can activate androgens, okay? Number two, how do we deal with the bacteria? Bacteria live on sugar. Well, guess what? If you're on the keto plan, you're cutting down sugars. So that's going to actually starve off the bacteria. And I'd also recommend a natural antibiotic, which has no side effects. Rosemary and clove, okay? These two are excellent natural antibacterial herbs, okay? Now, next one is vitamin A. How do we get that? Start consuming more egg yolks, some cod liver oil. Don't go on a low-fat diet, okay? That's not going to help you. We cut down the carbs, we increase the fat, but we make sure it's high-quality egg yolks, cod liver oil. That gives you the vitamin A to really help this gland from getting out of control. Fourth thing, what do we do for inflammation? What we do is we do intermittent fasting. The combination of healthy keto and intermittent fasting with the olive oil, the egg yolks, and this right here is just going to really help you in a big way. When you do intermittent fasting, you drop inflammation everywhere in the body really quick. And I have a